So Chelsea, our first guest ever on this podcast is here. Originally from the land of the morning calm, he made a life-changing decision after college to follow a friend to the US. However, his friend's visa application was rejected days before they were to depart, but he still left for the US without him. He went on to earn his master's from the School of Visual Arts in New York, and the rest, as they say, is history. He's crafted the looks and imagery of films you all know and love, from biblical veggies and kung fu fighting pandas to oniony ogres with layers and a lovable family of bickering cave people, and many more. I have the honor and privilege of calling him my coworker, and he has the coolest office around. If you ever need a Korean barbecue recommendation, he's the go-to guy to ask. He's a man with many talents and layers himself, and his kindness makes Mr. Rogers look like a grouch. Please welcome cinematographer and director Yong Duk Jhun. Woo! Clap, 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 clap. That was a little long. I hope that was somewhat accurate. I remember you telling me the story about you coming to the US, and it was your friend's idea, I believe.
Oh yeah, it wasn't my idea. It was my on 100%. It's all his fault that I'm here.
I tell that to my parents.
Exactly.
By the way, when you were introducing me at the very beginning, I didn't know it was me. I was like, "Wow, who's that?" Like, oh, whoa, I thought it was a Chelsea, and then wait, School of Visual Art. That's me.
So I even tricked our guests. So maybe that's, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. But
you did your homework. Thank you,
Yes,
David.
yes,
That was well described, but that was
Yes.
only maybe 0.5% of who I really am, though.
Yes, and that's what we're gonna learn today. So
Yeah.
Before I go start, it's like congratulations on your first
oh,
podcast.
I have a tear in my
my-
eye.
This
Just
is
single
amazing.
tear.
I know you've been telling this for a long time with the Chelsea. And
Yes.
finally, we're here. Thank you so much for having me as a kind of test subject. Yes.
No, you're like the perfect
You're
like
our
first guest.
featured,
God.
desired. We're super fans. 감사합니다. Thank you for being
Yeah,
here.
Times a million,
We're
times
yeah.
times a million.
and I've been telling David, just again, David knows you from SCA. Just a little context, right? Is like you both work at School of Cinematic Arts. It's at USC. Obviously, both incredible filmmakers, and you teach the virtual production classes there, which again, I hope I can sneak into and spy on in the back one day. But just figuring out, right? You finished USC. And you're so incredible, right? You're like, oh, let me just go work on a movie at Sony then. So like we know like you're like going in between like a different like pace of work right now. And we're just like wondering what you're up to. How is that treating you?
Oh yeah. So far things are going pretty well. Adjusting this new my lifestyle that teaching at USC. As David mentioned earlier, my entire career has been in the industry, animation industry, working on a lot of animated films, TV series, more in the industry, environment. But now I'm at school where everything is different. Where I used to be was where everyone thinks they know what they're doing. But over here, it seems like everyone is trying to figure it out what they want to do. So it's a different environment. But one thing I really love about it is like everyone loves filmmaking. Everyone loves telling a story. I think that's one thing that never changes between these two different, places. I'm really enjoying. I always wanted to connect it with the students or people who wanted to be in the industry or do something. And finally, I'm here, and I'm really happy.
Yeah.
And yeah, every day feels like a present for me.
Oh, for sure. And speaking of stories, can you tell like the audience a little bit about your own story, about where you were born and what you did, what were your aspirations growing up, and then like how did you end up here?
I was born and raised in South Korea. Um, And I came to US in 1997 when I was 26 years old. But it's 100% because of my friend. Long story short, my bestie from high school, he's amazing, amazing artist. He wanted to come to US in 1996 and he told me that he's coming. So I'm like, what? What? You're going to United States? No, no way. You're not going. And he said he was very serious. And then that time I was working in advertising agencies as a graphic designer. I was already graduated and working. But when he told me he's coming to US, I'm like, I gotta come with you. I cannot let you go by yourself. I cannot let you have all the fun you could have. So I got a taste of it. And then I quit my job and then I applied US visa to come over here with my friend. And like what David said, my friend got rejected, but my visa was accepted. And then he couldn't come. I was the only one who came to US and then I was in the airplane. And then what's going on over here? Why? Yeah, and then I landed in New York the first time and it just
Did you know anybody like when you first landed?
yeah, my friend
Your friend,
sister.
okay. Okay, your
My
friend's sister.
friend
Got it.
twin
Okay.
sister.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So at least you
Yeah.
knew somebody. You had some
Yeah.
like
She was
contact.
the only one that over here, and at that time her boyfriend took me to the school dormitory and stuff. So yeah, and that's how I got here. I wasn't really prepared to come US because I thought I was gonna do it with my friend,
Mhm.
but since he didn't come, I had to figure it out myself. And then I went to a graduate program at School of Visual Arts in New York. Studied computer art because I wanted to be an animator or animation director who would be rich and very famous and popular, an award-winning super famous person I wanted to be. And then um, I graduated, got a job in a place called Big Idea Production. If you have a kids or you were kids one time, not long ago, probably you heard a project called Veggie Tales. So I worked on Veggie Tales for a couple years, 2 to 3 years. Yes.
I love Veggie Tales. I love Veggie Tales Jonah specifically.
Jonas, yeah, that was my first feature film as a cameraman. If you like to talk to tomato. I can still remember the song.
Or Jonah was a prophet. Ooh, ooh, but he never really got it. Sad but true.
Ooh, you got it, doodly doo. Oh God. Yeah, and then that's how I started. And then I went to DreamWorks. Then now I'm at USC, and also
Yeah.
part of my body is at Sony Pictures Animation.
That's really amazing. I mean, just to come, because like we're both like Chelsea and I were both like child of immigrants or an immigrant.
Yeah.
So like I can just only imagine. Like we were born here, but like it can only imagine like
Yeah.
traveling from your home country where you lived for your whole life, and then all of a sudden, mid-20s, I'm going somewhere where there's like it's just completely new, and it's like that takes a lot of guts. But can you explain a little bit of like what you started off doing like in Veggie Tales, and then how you moved your way up, and like you mentioned cinematography, right? Because I feel like a lot of even me, like I'm still learning. But how does like cinematography work in animation?
Yeah, I was like you. I didn't know there is a cinematography. There is a camera department. There is a director of photography kind of work in animation until actually I put my hands on and started working on it. Um, the job was described as a something called camera setup, character blocking, and working close to director. You will be responsible for compositions and all the camera techniques. And that's the description that I heard from one of my school cohort. And I kind of was like, what is that? Is there any job that does those kind of thing? I thought like animators are doing everything, so
Yeah.
all the things. And no, 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 no. There are like a lot of different departments. There are like 15 different department working on various job and various part of the animation filmmaking. So
Mm-hmm.
it seems like my demo reel, the school thesis that I made, fits really well to that department. And then, yeah, come over and let's have an interview. So I flew to Chicago. I was in New York because I just right after I graduated, I flew to New York and flew to Chicago. And then I went to a big idea production where Veggie Tales are being made. And then I went in and then I talked to supervisors. It was interview process. And he was explaining to me what they do. And then I finally realized like, oh, wait a second. I did everything myself, but it is actually segmented between different job, different people.
Mm-hmm.
And like, cool. All right. It sounds like it's a really cool. You're working close to the director, do some little bit of animation, little bit of lighting, little bit of effects, and a lot of camera work. And yeah, I love to do it. And he asked me this. He's like, Young-Duk, so when you want to compose your scene, when you set up a camera, what do you think the best way to do?
Mm-hmm.
That was part of the interview question. I guess
And what was your
it's still
answer?
difficult, right? It's still difficult to answer because it's all
Yeah.
depends.
Yeah, I'm
But
like, oh
that
my
time,
gosh.
I didn't even think twice. I said, like, I want to make every shot like Academy Award winning looking shot.
Perfect answer. I would have hired you on the spot right there.
And then he was like, "Oh, whoa, okay." He thought I was gonna answer something different. But I was like, "Yeah, that's what I want to do." Like, oh, okay, Youngduk, if every shot looks like Academy Award winning shot, none of the shot is Academy Award winning shot. Like, oops, dang it, and maybe I did answer wrong. But anyway, somehow he liked the interview, so I got hired as we call layout artist, and it's almost the same as a live action cameraman do. If you think about live action, you have a camera, right? And then what you're shooting is you have an actor, you have a background, you need a lights, and you need the stories, and they're acting in front of you, and then you roll the camera, right? That's its most simplest way to say what the cameramen do, shooting right in whatever in front of you. Animation is exactly the same. It's just
Okay.
we are doing everything in virtually inside of the computer instead of actually having a physical props, physical actors, physical lightings, physical sets. If you think this, it's easy when you play game or if you see somebody play games, it's a one person shooting games or something like that. They are navigating the set and then jumping off and then shoot somebody and then they can go wherever they want to go. My job is almost the same, but instead of shooting guns and killing people, my job is inside of the set and then navigate around and then place my camera and record what actors doing, which is the characters and the animation characters. So I can change my focal length from 35 to 40, 50 millimeter. I can change my aperture from 1.2 to 5.6. So this computer camera has everything that a physical camera has. And then on top of it, it's got unlimited power of what we can do, what physical camera cannot do. And that's the thing that I do. I go to work and then every day I navigate this animation world in 3D. And then I place my camera and shoot shot by shot. So I'm done with 3D computer animation, all the softwares I learned just through experience. I never thought I was going to be working in like computer CG industry because I know myself I'm not a technical person.
Really? How do you do your work then? So like if you're not, because it's all on computers, right? You're using software.
Mhm.
Like how does that work?
So how it works is we we use I used a software called Maya,
Yes.
and which is so well known
Yeah,
3D
that's the program they
animation.
use on South Park, right? I think, or one of the, or I don't know
I
if they
think
use
not just probably
a lot of
not
shows,
just South
not
Park,
just
a
South Park,
lot
but
of
many.
shows,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's like I worked at DreamWorks, and
Hmm.
DreamWorks used Maya for the job that I was doing. Um, and yeah, and Paramount the same, Sony's the same, Nickelodeon's the same. Like every studio, even Blue Sky that I worked, every feature animation studio used Maya to create their animation project. Maya is one of the software. Not
Mm.
only Maya, there are a bunch of different softwares they're using, but Maya was such a well-known program. And nowadays there are more real-time game engine softwares are popular among game industry and feature animation industry and VFX industry. Um, I teach at school. So this software can do a lot of things. Software can do from very earlier stage of animation filmmaking to the lighting and compositing to the very end of the
Mm.
animation filmmaking. So this tool was developed and created by a lot of engineers for many, many years. So it is almost impossible to know everything
Yeah.
from the very beginning to the end because a lot of tools were developed by job specific. So for me, in order to do layout or pre-visualization, I am using a lot of tools that were developed around the camera software inside of the Maya, inside of the 3D software. So when I start do my job and work, this is what I'm usually do. I open a software. So software is
Step
open.
one.
Yeah, step one. And then I'm looking at the scene that I want to create. The scene usually was boarded by storyboard artist with hand-drawn drawings and stuff. I'm looking at it, okay, Shrek is inside a forest and walking with small tiny doll on his hands, right? So that's the scene. Okay, inside the software, what do I need? All right, I need a Shrek, right?
Hmm.
Of course. So what I do is I go to a character depot, character library inside of the software, and then bring Shrek into my scene. So
Is that a different software or is that the same? Is that Maya?
it is the same software that you
Okay.
can navigate through the library system
Okay.
and you bring a Shrek into your scene.
Hmm.
So let's say because I was working at DreamWorks, the library system is internally available for DreamWorks people. It's not like available for general audience,
Yeah.
right?
General public. Yeah.
Right.
Top
General
secret.
public, yes. So I bring Shrek, and then Shrek comes with like this, we call it T-pose, very default pose. Legs are widely spread and arms are widely spread. Has no animation, just comes it as kind of default. And what do I need? Oh, I need a forest set. Then I go to the same library and the environment tab, and then I import the set into my scene. And then when set comes into the CG environment, and suddenly I'm in the middle of the Shrek forest,
Wow.
right? And then what do I need? Okay, in order to shoot a film, I need to bring some lighting into the scene. Without the light, you can't really see anything. It's the same thing. Like at night, you turn off the lights, it's dark. So the CG environment is the same. It's
Oh,
dark.
okay.
So what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to bring some point light, some spotlight, some a flat LED light kind of thing. So I bring lights into the scene. And then I kind of lighted general lighting. I don't put a lot of lights in there, kind of general lighting to be able to see and shoot characters in the mood that was described in the storyboard or visual artist painted. Sometimes I do, if I'm in the mood, super fast, I can do like 12 shots per day. If the shot is long and really complicated, maybe I could do maybe 2 or 3 shots per day. Something like
Wow.
that.
Okay. Wow. This is just like a master class in like in animation. I feel like we're getting like what like
Yeah.
I think you teach a 2 unit course, right? A couple of 2 unit courses. This is like $4,000 worth of material in an episode right now. So
No, not
this,
for that.
this is like good stuff. I feel like this is such a wealth of information.
I do want to trace back just a little bit because you said that you got your first layout job kind of because of your thesis project. And I'm just curious, what was your thesis project about and what was like the process for that project and why do you think that that really like did kind of help you get that first layout job?
You know, I that was my first actual CG film that I created. That was my thesis during my master's program. I just wanted to create or make a story that less than 3 minutes, but something that I like to do at that time. Um, something that has some a dynamic, interesting, some exciting moments in the story. Um, so I made my thesis less than 3 minutes. It's about a um, ancient ancient character who invented snow, who invented snowing. Um, I was so into Tim Burton's movies and Studio Ghibli's movies, and everything has a pure soul, the beginning of something and something fantasy, adventurous,
I love
and
that.
then I
That's
did it.
yeah, it's
Um,
very sounds
That's
like
so
very
cool.
yeah, like very like innocent and childlike.
yeah.
Do you still have it? Like I would love to see
Oh
it.
my
I know you
gosh, I
described
want
it
to
very
see it.
vividly, but I don't know if you can even like if you're allowed to like share it publicly, but maybe even
It's
we can even put
it's
it like up
embarrassing,
on
but I have it. I have it.
yeah, is
It's all digital, so there's no way you
Please.
can completely get rid of anything
yeah,
digital.
no for sure. Wait, is it online or is it like do you have it like on a CD or like a
No.
DVD? Oh no.
I don't think it's in online because
Okay.
no, but I have it in my somewhere in my
Okay.
hard drive somewhere.
Would you upload it like on Vimeo or something or YouTube
You
or is
could
it
see it.
yeah or is it just completely like we
Yeah,
no like no pressure
we're
but I'm like
invested.
yeah I guess that's another thing right like we're about like you know work in progress we're about growth right and we like you made this small project this little 3 minute project and like now like you're here like teaching at the #1 film school you made like Kung Fu Panda, the trolls. You know, like it's and it's just the fact that like I love it when I love watching first time movies, and I think I can also speak for the audience in saying that I think a lot of us are very curious about how like you know very successful filmmakers started off. So it would be awesome, but obviously no pressure, but pressure.
You know what? It's
um,
funny.
yeah,
I would 100% share it
yeah.
because if I share it, it will encourage a lot of students. Like, oh my God, a person who made this could do this.
Stop. Stop.
I'm sure it's better than you're giving it credit for, but
Seriously, it's
and we all
like
have to start
I
somewhere. So.
I okay, this is what I always thought I'm very special. But
But you are, Young
I mean,
Duck.
it sounds
You're
I'm the
very
only one who
special.
thinks I'm a special. I wish all the rest of the world know I'm a special person. Just give me an opportunity. I can do a lot of great things. But my mind always works like that, but in reality, it works completely different.
I don't want to say you're not a standard or normal person, but what I mean by that is that you just have such a, I think, such a whimsical and like a beautiful mind. Again, I was telling David, it's like I just really like since the first time like we talked, it's like I really appreciate that you aren't the kind of filmmaker and we all know the kind with all respect but they're kind of like jaded and they kind of like hate life but they want to keep making film and then they're kind of like, it sucked my soul, but I love it. And I don't think you have that disposition at all. It's so clear to me that like you love what you do and what you do gives you life. And then you're also just able to share that liveliness with other people. I guess I just wonder like, say even from the time that you made this thesis, which again, it still has this essence of whimsy in my brain. What's different from what you were exploring then to like what you're exploring now? Like what are you interested in now? And what stayed the same for your like perspective as your outlook as an artist?
Let's see. What's different? The budget's very different.
The paycheck.
Yeah, the budget. Yeah, it was me paying for the
That's a
project
good one.
to make my film when I was in school. But now I'm working
Oh,
on a project and I'm
yeah.
getting paid. That's
Yeah.
different.
Hey.
Let's see, what's the same? I think that's why everybody kind of working in the animation industry and enjoys it, because what's the same is if you don't create, you can't make animated film. Animated film doesn't it's not coming from nothing. Someone has to create. Someone has to make it. It's like nothing is available for us to make it. Someone has to go build a set. Someone has to go create a prop. Someone has to create characters. Like artistically, they have to go create. And that part of the animation filmmaking is what I love the most, because it doesn't exist anywhere. It's on the inside of your head, and then you visualize it. Different from live action filmmaking. Live action filmmaking, if you have a budget, then you could go to somewhere free place to shoot it. And then you wait until sun comes up. And then of course you got to have a camera, and then you bring the camera and then you shoot it, right? Of course you have to have a
Yeah.
story, but things are available for you if you want to shoot it something free. Animation, nothing.
Yeah.
Just nothing. It's like there's nothing. So you have to, oh, I need a house. Then you have to go build a house. I need a character. You have to go build a character. It's everything comes from a imagination, let's say, in a mindset, and then visualize it. That has never changed from the process. How much I enjoy and like it never changed from my thesis film up to
Mm.
today. Um,
Oh, that's so
Beautiful.
awesome. Oh, wait, I have a follow-up to that because like what I feel like I'm understanding more and more about you too, and I just resonate with that. It's like the ambition and like the ability to execute on that ambition as well. What I'm hearing is you are effectively you enjoy the challenge of building a world entirely. Because like you said, live action has its own challenges, but we are working with like a person, right? We don't have to put skin on that person. That person came with their skin, they'll leave with their skin, we're fine. We don't have to construct a building. Maybe we can. Christopher Nolan is another kind of on another level right now.
oh my God,
But
yes, it is.
um working there, we're getting there. But this like challenge of having complete creative control, how do you kind of like I feel like with ambition sometimes I felt comes frustration because right now sometimes it feels like I can't do what I really aim to want to like aspire to do, again depending on a budget or depending on resources. It's like how have you learned to encourage and then also like I don't know, like maintain a healthy ambition for like your own life depending on what stage you were in?
Oh, that's a pretty interesting question. It is. It's really interesting. I'm pretty sure you understand 100% if you're a filmmaker. If you have a different thought than your director, then there are few different ways to deal with it, right? And then you just suck it up and then like do whatever you were told to do, or you go talk to a director politely, right? Maybe different ideas and alternate ideas and solutions to director, and then see if director buys off your new thought, right? Or third one is you quit your job. This is suck. They never listen to me. I will not work on this production. It's like you leave, right? All right. So you have, let's say extreme way, you have a 3 different options. I think
Yeah.
nothing's wrong. You could quit your job because of creative differences, or you could just do whatever you were told to do, and or you could express your different ideas and opinions to director. For me, that is my option. I usually talk to director that I have alternate ideas, and I pitch. No personal feelings. I just pitch, and then if a director buys, then it's good. If director don't buy it, then I turn around and I say, I'll do it in my movie, not for you. That's a couple days ago, the show that I'm working on right now. And I had an idea. I thought it was going to be a fantastic idea. And then I pitched. It's like director was walking on the hallway. It's like, hey, stop. I have an idea. What about we do this? Blah, blah, blah. I got so excited because in my head, it was just such amazing shots, amazing stories that I could create. And then I pitched it. It's like, so we do this. And then I showed my thumbnails and this is what we're going to do. It's going to be so awesome. It's like in the middle of pitch, like, wait, Yong Duk. Yeah, we're not going to do it. Like, why? Because we are going to do it in earlier scene, so we're not going to do this. Like, dang it. Okay. Oh, it could be so cool if we could do it, but if you're going to do an earlier scene, I'm wondering what kind of earlier scene we're going to do it, because it might be different. But anyway, so I pitch it, and then he kind of told me that seems like a good idea, but we're not going to do it in here because there are similar things happening in earlier scene. So
Yeah.
I turned around and I said myself, like, all right. Maybe I didn't know what's happening, but I might do it in a different movie.
There you go. And I love your reaction to that, right? I mean, I feel like you have such a like a positive disposition, but this industry can very much
Oh yeah.
like can wear you down. And if you're not
Yeah.
like ready, you could just like pummel you,
Mhm.
until you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm going into another industry. I'm gonna go be a teacher or
Mhm.
XYZ. How do you handle like rejection? I mean, I guess in the part, like in a way that was a rejection, right? But in just
Yeah.
that in that sense of just like the industry, like how do you, I guess, move past that and like
Mm.
and just keep such a positive disposition?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's not easy for me to being rejected about the ideas and stories that I thought it was going to work well. But I got used to it. I got used to it. It's because I guess everyone who understand when you make films, whatever stories, whatever shots in your head is different from one another, right? Um, and you have to understand that there are many different ways to get to the goal. There is not only one way, not like from LA to San Diego, take, 5 freeway. Filmmaking is different. Like filmmaking could go into the ocean, go to the sky, go to the local, hiking, bicycling, skateboarding. I don't know, like whatever. And if director loves going into the, walking, hiking, into from LA to San Diego, that's the way. And then like, all right, there's a better way to go. Can we go to like, the jet ski, it's like director would say, no, I wish, maybe we go this way. It takes time to understand differences and takes time to understand respecting the vision of your main storytellers. Um, if you take it personally, then you can't survive in this industry too long because you will get rejected so many times and you will get challenged so many times. And like, how many times are you going to cry because no one listened or your idea didn't go through it? Um, if you really want to make film the way you want to, then why don't you be your own director instead of working it as a step, right? Um, that's kind of thing. And I have a superpower. So finally, oh gosh, I'm revealing my superpower. My
You heard it on
Spill
superpower.
here
it.
first, folks, on Whip. Young
Guys,
Duck has a superpower.
Don't
I
worry, we won't tell anyone. We'll tell
yeah,
everyone.
my superpower is every night I go to bed and I wake up in the morning, I forgot what happened yesterday.
That's, I mean, I feel like I kind of have that superpower too, but maybe not in like the way you're having
And then,
it.
and then,
I love that
and then
so
I think
much.
about all the things that didn't go well at night, and then like go back and I wake up next morning, like, another day. I go to work. Yeah, like yoo-hoo.
I feel like you gotta have like this like childlike wonder and mentality to be a creative, to be like making stories and stuff. But we're
Yeah.
definitely more mature on, at least I can speak for myself on some days, but
Okay, I have to tell you this.
oh yes.
So, while we were working on Shrek, there's a cloudy character in Shrek. And if you see the cloudy character,
This is
the,
Shrek Forever After, right? This is the fourth Shrek.
yes,
Yeah.
this cloudy character wearing a socks, and on one side the socks is higher than the other.
Hmm.
And one one day we were working on this character, like 30 or 40 grown-ups in the meeting room, very serious. We're talking about which side of the socks go up higher than which side of the sock. We talked for 30 minutes and finally director said like, we're a bunch of grown-ups talking about which side of the
Sucked.
sock should go up higher for 30 minutes. Can we just make a decision? You have to be a kid to
Hmm.
make animated film because you come up with jokes and you come up with something that such a ridiculous stuff while you are eating, while you're walking, while you are in the bathroom, you're just constantly thinking about what would be funnier way to reveal these characters. Um, Even though you're grown up, you're a storyteller and then you're like kids, you become a
Hmm.
kid as a storyteller.
Yeah.
Um, it's a pretty interesting journey. Yeah.
Is there anything that you do to stay like childlike these days? Like, is it like journaling, or do you have like an artistic ritual, or like how do you protect that essence while again navigating, which is what is otherwise just a pretty kind of, it can be a pretty unkind environment for artists.
Uh, Chelsea, honestly, I wish I grown up, but I stay as a child all the time.
Internally, he's
My,
still that kid. Stop it, mom. Stop
my,
it.
my wife
I
hates
get that.
this
Oh yeah, no,
because
dude, that was not a
I
perfect trend,
never,
but like I
I
feel like
never
I was
end
gonna
up.
ask, like, what does your family? This is such like a cool. I mean, to me, like this is such a nerdy, but like nerdy in the best way possible. Like this is such a fun career. Like, what is your family like? What is your wife? What is your parents? What is your, inserts whoever's in Young Duck's life? Like, what do they think about it? Like, your kids, like, do they think like dad's super cool? Like, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I can tell my parents' point of view. They thought I wasn't gonna be successful at all because I'm just kind of middle child, not too smart, only loves the drawings and not too tall, not handsome, kind of short, chubby,
I
kind of
respectfully disagree with those
yeah,
Stop.
opinions.
no, yeah, it is. If you look at me, like, oh my God, his height is exactly the same as standing or sitting the same. But anyway,
What?
so
Stop.
No.
uh, my parents thought I wasn't going to be successful. Um, but when I got a job at DreamWorks, they were so shocked that like what? You did? It's like, so that's a career that could do that?
So did you like have to describe that to them? Like, do they know DreamWorks? Do they know like where movies came from and like all that stuff?
Oh, no, I had to explain them what DreamWorks is. They
Yeah.
only know Disney, but they didn't know DreamWorks in 2003. They say like Dream World. Well, what is that? He's like, it's a DreamWorks. Oh, okay. Is it like big company? Like, yeah, they make a Shrek. Oh, what is Shrek? Like, the biggest any movies. Like, oh, okay, I got it.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Because in my family, we don't have any artists or
Precious.
filmmakers, and they're from Korea, and then my dad is CPA, and
Oh, counting.
so didn't know, like they didn't really think artist has a career, either. But I was born and talented, gifted as an artist all the time. So they always kind of worried about me being successful. But I guess it all worked out. I worked at DreamWorks and made a bunch of movies, and then
Yes, sir.
the newspaper and TV reporters started interview me, and I go into the media and the publicities, and
And
they
you're-
say they see me.
And
Yeah.
is your family from like they're all? I think they're all pretty much in Korea. Is that correct? Like, are they seeing all of this? Like, are these like articles getting translated to Korean, and they're seeing like your face in the media?
Oh yeah, it did. It does. And then sometimes I send to them that I was in somewhere in the US version of media, but when I'm in Korea for doing a promotion for the films that I worked on it, become big because they have a lot of money to market the film. So they put my face in such a big newspapers or 9 o'clock news, primetime news and stuff. And then my mom and dad become so proud. So
Love that. I love that. Wait, have you ever watched one of your own movies like in a theater back in Korea and your name pops up and they're like, "Woo! I know that guy."
No, because when the movie
He doesn't want to be mobbed.
opens.
Exactly.
No. When the movie opens, I'm already working on different movie, and I'm already busy.
Yeah, animation.
As you know, like, when my job is done, I move on to different show, and the film is continuously being made to the end, and then it being released in the theater. But I'm working on other shows. The timing is different, but in Korea, also Korea opens different time than the US. So, Asian release day or European release or North American release, it's just kind of different times. So I haven't really seen my film in Korea. Oh, besides a film that I worked on called Vivo from Sony.
That's
And
that's
then
the
it
film you
opened up-
co-directed, right?
Vivo I was a head of cinematography.
Okay, got
The
it.
show that I co-directed was Tiger's Apprentice from Paramount.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tiger's Apprentice, beside Tiger's, when Vivo was released in Netflix, I watched the Vivo with my family when I was visiting in Korea, but not in theater.
Got it.
But my parents go to theater
Okay.
themselves,
Yeah.
and then they wait until my name pops up
Yeah.
when already everyone left the theater.
They're like, wait, stop.
Yeah, my son.
Yeah, I think we take a picture or do a little video recording.
Yeah, so
That's
that
great.
one, like every film that I worked on it, my
Yeah.
name on it, my parents went to the theater and watched.
Yeah. And what are your like what does your wife and what do your kids think? Like, are they like, I have the coolest dad ever? Like, what is that dynamic like?
Let's go with my kids first.
Okay.
My son was born while I was working or right before I started working at DreamWorks.
Okay.
So until he became 14 years old, he's seen me working at DreamWorks every day, right?
That's awesome.
And my daughter was born in 2006, so I was working on Kung Fu Panda. So my kids grew up seeing me working in animation. They thought that was just how the world moves.
Yeah, my dad's animating Kung Fu. I mean, he's working on Kung
Yeah.
Fu Panda. Isn't
I
your
was like,
dad
what movie
too?
is your
Like,
dad animating?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, he worked with the actors, and then, it's like go to animation studios and making animated film that opens up in the theater, the big box office. My kids really didn't care about it.
oh.
But after they grew up, so my son, already graduated from college, and then he's working. And my daughter, she's a freshman in college. I see them kind of looking at me slightly different than when they were kids. Like, Dad, you're so cool. You're so cool. It's like, now?
You said you finally realized. Just because I'm eager to ask it because I felt a lot of let's say like empathy with what you were saying just in terms of like the family support. Again, I hear this from like my students similarly. Being at UC Riverside, there's so many students that don't have families of artists. They actually families who are maybe anti-artists. Like they really don't want you expressing yourself and they don't want you to like suffer because that's what popular media or storytelling would say is that the artist suffers. And as an artist, it's like I just want to continue to expand my voice and what I can say and how I can say it, which is the madness of continuing this effort of wanting to make movies, but also not being too whether you have direct support or not. It's like how do you continue to champion yourself even if maybe the people closest to you don't know exactly how to do that yet.
Oh, you know what, Chelsea, that's a super difficult question for me, because I grew up slightly different. Um, it's because, like I said, my family, no one has a creative job, even though they're creative people, but they didn't have a creative job. Um, and I wasn't good at academically, but I was just good. I was just being an artist. And my parents were so worried
Mm-hmm.
that I wouldn't be successful in the future because I'm not up to their expectations. But instead of them giving me up, just worrying about it, they decided to support what I wanted to do because I was showing some talent as an artist. And also I liked it. Even though it was vague for them to how to support it, they supported it physically and financially. So like spend time to drive me to art academies or paying for those tutorings and stuff. Even though they were still hoping to for me to get smarter and then going to more doctors or lawyers or something different, architect or something different. But like I wasn't showing any signs of my brain growth that way. I was just becoming a creative. Um, so they were supportive. Um, Instead of trying to stop me, they're supportive. I think they gave up on me being in a smart, different way, not the smart artistically. And they're very supportive. So all I had to do is becoming successful. So in order to be as successful of doing what I wanted to do is in even in my point of view, like I have to be happy with what I do is also I have to support financially my family or my future, my life. So the income is become part of the big thing. If I have make a stable income, then the work that I'm doing is worth it. From 2003 to 2017, it was stable income. And then I left DreamWorks in 2017 because I wanted to direct a film. I was happy to be a DP on a lot of shows that I worked on it, but I wanted to direct, so I left DreamWorks, and since then I worked at Paramount and Sony, Blue Sky, a few places. And now at USC too, right? Oh, I have to tell you,
Mhm.
when I got a
Mhm.
job at USC as a full-time professor, my parents thought they're done. Their dreams came true. This
Oh,
is it.
got it. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
like
they're
what they
like,
imagined.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
exactly what they
Ah.
imagined their son to become.
Yeah,
And then my mom and dad was like, "What? All right, this is it. We're done, Yong Duk. We're happy. We have nothing for you to do. This is it."
that's great.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I lived a slightly different life, like how everyone else lived different life. But my family has been supportive, and somehow I got lucky that I'll be able to support everything my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I get that. I do like for the record, it's like my family is supportive, but I think they've had to learn how to better be supportive because it's one thing to like think you're being supportive and then also like kind of actively be like I don't know, going backsies a little bit. Like, yeah, I support you, but no, you can't do this. I'm like, and again, me being like young child of immigrants, I'm the youngest in my family as well as like a woman. Traditionally maybe conservative backgrounds coming from Latino America or colonialism, what have you. But that being said, it's like that's just the learning curve of being human, I think. So I try to kind of keep that in mind. I love family. Again, family is so important to me, but I'm always curious what people's like experience being first generation artists.
Yeah, I the reason that I'm here and doing things because I think it's because I'm doing things that I like to do all the time, you know?
Hmm.
That makes me happy. And I told you one time that I when I go to work, I feel like I'm going to the theme park, where there's no ride. When I feel like I'm going to the theme park. Um, when I go to USC,
Oh.
past the gate, and I'm going into the SCA building, I feel like I'm going to theme park. Because it's fun talking about it, sharing and thinking about it, and then making progress of things that I always like to do. It's fun. And then work going to animation studios at Sony or DreamWorks. Yeah, I'm not doing a calculating programming languages. I'm working with visual storytelling things. So it's like how fun it is. And the best part is they pay for me.
It's the
They
most
pay.
important part.
Yeah,
Get
that's the
played to
important part.
pay to
So I
play,
just keep
baby.
going back to the money, but it's like
Exactly, pay
I
to
do
play.
things.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's all of our goals, right? I mean, for us up
Amen.
and coming, like we want to get paid to tell stories, like period, and have a fun
yeah,
time. Add a
yeah.
second
Think
period to
about it.
that. Yeah,
Like more you watch TV, they pay you more.
yeah. We're
Think about it. It's
being
like that's the best part of the job.
no,
It's
exactly.
true.
We're getting paid to like to like play make believe, like like create.
100%,
Yeah,
David.
yeah.
100%.
So I
So
think
that's why
that's
you have to do work that you like to do because
mhm.
it never felt like a job. No,
No, that's a
right?
great way. I feel like that's a great way to wrap the episode. I don't know about
Oh my God. All
that's
right.
like wise words by Young Duck June. I don't think there's any
Incredible.
yeah. Well, I guess like thank you so much for your time, Young Duck. Like really appreciate. I know this episode's gonna be really great. Like I'm gonna have a fun time editing it. People are gonna have a great time listening to it. Um, yeah, I guess we can't thank you enough, like
We're
for
just really honored that you were our first guest too.
Oh,
And when
yes.
David and we were talking about people that we wanted to have on, it's like you're first like incredible body of work. That's like one thing to be said, but also I think the caliber of a human spirit is when I think of you, I'm inspired to do what I want to do, my own dreams a little bit more. And I think that that just speaks to like the caliber of your spirit. So
oh,
it was just a dream to have you for the first
thank
guest.
you. I
Yes.
mean, as well, me as well. It's honored to be a part of our podcast. And then questions or conversation we had is fun, fantastic. I had a great time. I hope
Yes.
whoever listens to it have a great time too. And I feel like I was laughing for 2 hours myself. I just never. But I'm serious, everyone. Even though I'm laughing, usually I laugh when I'm sad. I laugh when I'm nervous. I laugh when happy. I'm just laughing.
Same.
I love
I,
that.
I laugh when I eat food.
You're in good company. Which, speaking of, we have to eat food together again and add in
Yes.
karaoke eventually. I
Yes.
need a karaoke session with Young Duck and David. That is, I can continue in life successfully when that happens.
That'll be an episode
Oh.
of Whip and down the line.
Karaoke episode?
Yes,
A debut episode.
karaoke episode. We're definitely gonna have you back on, Young Duck. This is just too much fun. Like, it's a Saturday afternoon. You probably have like 1,000 things to do, but thank you again.
Thank you very much for having me.
yes.
Appreciate it.
Have a good weekend and enjoy Sony.
Yes.
I'm gonna invite you too for
Yes.
Sony tour. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Looking forward
Amazing
to that.
facility. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so fun.
감사합니다.
감사합니다. That's right.
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
감사합니다. Thank you.